Happy Friday to all of my people, and welcome to Stoniecast number 95 and season 3, episode 27 of Thoughts and Hunches, making money in bunches and sucker punches. It's your boy Stony back for the 95th time, and I'd like to welcome all of my fellow hoodlums, scumbags, cheats, lowlifes, hustlers, altar boys with unhealthy relationships with their priests, foul-mouthed, raging alcoholics with abusive language, fienders and degenerates, and Italians. I mean, let's face it, if you're Italian, you probably check all those boxes. If you're new to the show, you probably fit into one or more of those categories as well. So welcome, and make sure to hit the subscribe button right down here in the lower right-hand corner so you can be notified every time I put out a new video. Usually around this time on Friday evening, but this is the end of the season now. March Madness is here. So the times are going to be changed, and every week there's going to be different days and different times, and starting tournament time, we're going to be doing 2 a week. So anyway, just know that, okay? To spread the word, it's very easy. Just tell other hoodlums to go to YouTube and enter hashtag STONIE'S winners, all one word. Just like it says right down here on the bottom left, right next to my picture, STONIE'S winners. And that'll take you directly to my page. Before we get to the picks, I have a couple thoughts and programming notes. No talk about the joke of the NFL's offseason featuring Aaron Rodgers, and no talk about, well, because today on ESPN it was, the news is coming soon. But that's every day with this guy, so forget about it. No talk about the No Defense League, better known as the NBA. Today's March 3rd. The calendar has changed, and let the madness commence, period, all right? With the weekend being the end of the regular season this weekend for most conferences, that means conference tournament week really gets going big time with all the big boys starting Wednesday and Thursday of next week. There's a couple conference tourneys going on right now, and I'll have a couple picks for you later tonight for tonight's games and for tomorrow. I mean, shit. There were games that tipped off at noon today because conference tournament week, it's very possible that I may give you a video on Thursday because that'll be the quarterfinals of most of the big tournaments next week. I could wait till Friday, but there'll be half the number of plays that I can give you on Thursday. So I'm going to shoot for Thursday, but with no guarantees. Like I said above, just click the subscribe button down here so you can get informed when the video pops up. Next Sunday's Selection Sunday, so the first video of NCAA Tournament Week will drop on Wednesday the 15th. But before that, we have this week's slate of games to decide many seeds, not only in the conference tournaments, but in the big dance as well. Just watching games this week has been fantastic, right? Beginning on Wednesday, it was just a special feeling. There's nothing in the world to me like March Madness, right? College hoops is the best. October, MLB is a distant second. But for now, the month of March is here, and every game, every possession gets amped up even more. As for the picks last week, guess what? Just another in the long string of winning weeks. Went 2-1 on Friday, and Saturday was back on the roller coaster, so I couldn't get a break in the first wave of games, but wound up a disappointing 2-5 in the noon tip-offs. But that's when the day changed. I ripped off 8 straight from Arkansas all the way to Pittsburgh before closing 7-7 to get us 19-13 and close out the 14th straight winning week. Right? Or was that 15? No, yeah, that was 14. 14 straight winning weeks. I mean, come on, right? And we closed it out with another degenerate special winner. Here's the overall numbers, 19-13. That puts NCAA basketball for the season, 287 wins, 174 losses, and 7 pushes, 62.25%. And overall, every single pick I've given you in all 26 episodes this season, 615 wins, 413 losses, and 11 pushes, good for 59.82%. You're welcome. I mean, that's over 1,000 plays I've given you. I've given you 1,028 plays. Once again, let me remind you that all 1,028 of them are 100% free from me to you, and we've done some serious bankroll building this season. So now it's time to continue on our push to 60% overall and my 15th straight winning week. So let's get it going tonight, 8 Eastern at the Ford Center in Evansville for a semifinal of the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament, where the top-seeded Eagles are a 4.5-point favorite over the Red Hawks. Two teams split their 2 regular season matchups, with each team winning on the road. Moorhead has won 6 straight and hasn't played in a week, while SEMO sputtered down the stretch, though won games the last 2 nights over Jacksonville and Tennessee State, respectively. While both schools match up well against each other, I've got to take Moorhead. I mean, they're just a better team, and they have more rest. So give me Moorhead based on the rest factor, and the Eagles minus 4.5. Also at 8 Eastern tonight, regular season MAC finale at the Convocation Center in Athens. I'm going to take Bowling Green plus 9 at Ohio. At 8:30 Eastern tonight in a Big South quarterfinal matchup, I'm rolling with Radford, minus 2.5 over Winthrop. At 9 Eastern in the second round of the West Coast Conference Tournament at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas, I like Portland, plus 6.5 over BYU. 9:30 Eastern in St. Louis, the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament, a.k.a. Arch Madness, has another quarterfinal matchup tonight, and what should be a good one. Give me Southern Illinois, the Salukis, minus 3.5 over the Missouri State Bears. In a regular season finale in the Mountain West Conference in Fort Collins at 11 o'clock Eastern, I like New Mexico, minus 2.5 on the road over Colorado State. And finally, tonight's late game is another second-round matchup in the WCC at 11:30 Eastern, and I'm going to roll with Pacific plus 8.5 versus San Francisco. USF wins, but I think Pacific gets the cover at 8.5. After those 7 games to wet our beaks tonight, the bulk of the craziness is tomorrow, and let's get it started at Waco, all times Eastern, at noon. Give me Baylor, minus 7.5 over shitty-ass, struggling Iowa State. Also at noon in the Big Ten, I'm on Ohio State, plus 7.5 at Michigan State in the Breslin Center, because while Ohio State isn't very good, Sparty hasn't played well lately. At noon, I like Penn, plus 4 at Princeton in an intriguing Ivy League matchup. At noon in the Big East, I'm all over 20th ranked Providence at home, minus 8.5 over Seton Hall. At noon, we got a good one in the SEC in College Station, and I like 24th ranked Texas A&M plus 1.5 over number 2 Alabama. Staying in the SEC at 2 p.m., another good one in Fayetteville, and I like number 23 Kentucky on the road plus 5 over Arkansas. Let's make it 3 straight SEC matchups. Why not? And at 2 p.m., I'm going to make it 3 straight SEC dogs and take Auburn plus 1.5 at home versus 12th ranked Tennessee. 2 p.m. in the Atlantic 10, give me Duquesne plus 1 over Fordham. Too much firepower. At 2 p.m. in the Big East, I'm going to dance with St. John's on the road plus 11.5 at number 6 Marquette. Warriors get the win. Yeah, I called them the Warriors. I always will. But the Red Men get the cover. And yes, I call them the Red Men. I always will. 2 Eastern in the Big 12. I got to roll with West Virginia at home in Morgantown. minus 4 over number 11 K-State. I like Kansas State. They've had a really good season. And they're going to do well in the tournament. But right now, West Virginia's a better team. And they're playing at home. Staying in the Big 12 at 3 p.m. in Norman. TCU, minus 2 over Oklahoma is the clear play. At 4 p.m. in the Big West, I like Long Beach State, plus 3.5 at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Off to the Pac-12 at 4 p.m. in Eugene. Gonna take another road dog. Got to. Stanford, plus 7 at Oregon. Big 12, 4 p.m. in Austin. What could be the game of the day, I'm going to take number 9, Texas, minus 2.5 over Kansas as KU tries to hang on to a number 1 seed in 2 weeks, but Texas is at home, and this game, I don't know. I mean, KU doesn't necessarily need the number 1 seed, but it certainly won't hurt. 5 p.m. in Reno at the Lawler Event Center, where I once met Sir Paul McCartney in 2004 at a Prince concert. Anyway, Nevada wins but doesn't cover the 8.5 over UNLV in the Battle of the Silver State. Give me the Wolfpack. Also at 5 in the ACC, gotta roll with Syracuse, +1 at home versus Wake Forest. At 5:30 in the Pac-12, going to take Colorado at home, minus 3.5 versus Utah. A really good one in the ACCs at 6 p.m. in Coral Gables. I like 25th ranked Pittsburgh, +6.5 at number 16 Miami. Staying in the ACC for a great rivalry that has 2 not-so-good teams facing each other this year, and in Chapel Hill at 6:30, I got to take Duke. +6.5 at North Carolina, further pushing the Heels into the abyss of the tournament bubble. But let's face it, does anybody think they're not going to make the tournament? Come on, come on, come on. You know they're getting in. In the Big East at 7 p.m. in Cincinnati, number 19 Xavier wins, but Butler covers the big 13.5 points on the road. Let's stay in the Big East, and at 7:30, and head over to Stoniecast, where I like number 14 Connecticut, minus 2.5 over Villanova. At 8:30, right up the road here in Music City, I'm on Mississippi State, -1 on the road at Vanderbilt. At 9 p.m. in the Mountain West, a very good matchup between 2 tournament hopefuls has me dancing with Utah State at home, -4.5 over Boise State. Staying in the Mountain West at 10 p.m. in San Diego, the Aztecs of San Diego State, -15 versus an overmatched Wyoming squad. 10 p.m. in Westwood, the matchup of the day is one of the last, and I'm going to take number 8 Arizona, +5.5 at number 4 UCLA. Bruins win, but Cats get the cover. And finally, at 10 p.m. in La La Land, I'm on Arizona State +5 at USC. And, you know, now that is not the degenerate special, because there will be a game at 11:30, and we don't know who the matchup is right now. It's going to be Santa Clara against either USF or Pacific. So we don't know yet. We'll see. But here's the deal. Right now, I've already given you a total of 33 picks. That's 7 tonight and 26 more tomorrow. There will be at least 5 more coming tomorrow once tonight's games finish and we know the matchups. Excuse me. So check the comment section of the video tomorrow around 1 or 2 Eastern, and I'll have a handful more plays for you to fire away on. With this many plays, in order to make those bankrolls fatter, we just got to go big. So what do I say? You got to hit them early, hit them hard, and just remember that if you want to win big, you got to bet big. You can't go broke taking a profit. Scared money don't make money. For me, the action is the juice. There's money on the streets that can't be ignored. And finally, good luck to you.